Well, Mercury is finally out of its retrograde motion, and it couldn't happen a moment too soon. This has been quite a laggy retrograde cycle. It's been interesting though. It hasn't been the usual drudgery. There's been a little bit of a different energy coming in. I just think with how it all got kicked off with the grand air trine and then the grand water trines coming in that are playing a role all throughout December. So it's a little bit different of a vibe, but still the energy has felt a bit sloggy, you know, especially at the tail end of Scorpio season. So I'm glad we're moving into Sagittarian territory where there's a little bit more of the optimism building and a little bit more of that footloose, fancy-free kind of energy. And so I just wanted to see how things are going to start to shift. Now that Mercury is direct, we're going to see how these first 3 days are going to be playing out the little 72-hour energy read. And of course, you know, these are timeless reads. That 72 hours is just sort of an initiatory window, you could say, of how the energy is expressing itself, how it might be coming through. But some of these messages might not fulfill their full potential until later down the road. But there could be inklings of whatever comes through here showing up in the next 72 hours. And I'm going to pull from the super awesome future oracle because we haven't done that in a while. And I just want to take a lighter, sort of more playful, bobbing along the surface view of this energy rather than diving all the way down to the deep end, because while that is very rich and there's so much that comes through there, it can be a lot to hold after a while. Yeah, we need to build the heart fire a little bit. That's what I've been feeling, you know. I only do so well in a real watery climate for so long. After a bit, I'm kind of like, oh, okay, enough of the slipperiness, enough of this, you know, sort of emo kind of energy. I mean, to me, it can feel a little bit sloggy, and I've been feeling that. I've been feeling the drag of all the water too. There's the spirited kind of like up current that comes in with the trines, certainly. But still, you know, it's so watery that at a certain point, I feel like it can dampen the heart fire. So I feel like this is what's shifting here. I do feel like we've done a lot of cleansing of the thorns. We've been dealing with a lot of the wounded places in ourselves. But now we're kind of getting to the other side of that, since Sagittarius is on the scene, stoking the fire there, kind of reminding us that you can always take another shot at it. There's reason for optimism up ahead. And I do feel like you're closing out the rough stuff. And there is a sign of some kind of reason to feel like you got some purpose to fuel your fire for the future coming in here. Maybe even a message coming in here, right? Could be an early preview of the blessings of Jupiter showing up in these next 72 hours. So let's see what this is coming on through. Little bit of a hint at what might be waiting for you up at that North Node. Not there by a long shot. Okay, we're going to be traveling down this way for a while. Well, traveling down this way. I mean, I think we are kind of heading south before we do arrive north. There is the sense of that. This year, before we get to the North Pole, we got to travel down to the South Pole. It's got to get a little bit hot first. We got to get the fire going a little bit. We need to get the fire going. That's what I feel is like really missing at this time. There needs to be that inspiration. There needs to be that heat. There needs to be that sense of purpose. There needs to be that thing that lights us up. I mean, that's what really needs to come in here. You can have a cauldron full of water, but if you don't got the heat, if you don't have, you know, the firewood that really kindles that, you can't get anything cooking. And that's what I think's missing. We're missing that fire. So Sagittarius, man, you're charged with that. You gotta bring the fire in, man. We need more fire. All the Sagittarians, you need to bring a little bit more of your jovial nature to the mix, a little bit more of your devil-may-care attitude, you know? Teach people what it means to thumb your nose at fate and to understand that, yeah, okay, nostalgia's great, but you can't hold on to a memory, all right? At some point, you got to transmute this energy and, you know, think about what there is to feel optimistic about up ahead. Let's see what that may be. Yeah, I think there's been some interesting action going on at the home front. Things have felt a little off, a little out of place. Maybe you've just felt just sort of like you don't really know where you belong in your own life anymore. This is coming in with the energy signature of 8 there. I think there's been a lot of foundational stuff going on, certainly with the holidays. I don't know, you might have dealt with some arguments. Those of you who just passed through Thanksgiving here in the States, there might have been some drama at home. Maybe you went home and, you know, broke bread with the family. It's been a while since you did that. You went against your better judgment. It was weird last time. It's still weird, you know, nothing's changed. It could have been some kind of fight that broke out and you were just like, oh man, it's always like this. But you know what? It's okay. It's part of the tradition, you know? It's part of the tradition, but I don't know. There might be something here where you're kind of like trying to figure out, like, where do I belong? You know, who are my people? Did I come from these people? I feel very different from my family, or I feel very different from my friend group. I feel very different from the other people around me. Like, where are my people at? You know? And I think that's what's starting to kind of brew here, this desire to really understand, like, well, where are my people? Who are the people that get me? Who are the people that see things like me? Somebody could be spotting a similarity in you, you know? And like, oh, look at that one. Look at that one over there. They're a little different. They're a little different. Maybe I should reach out to that person and see what's up with them. Yeah, I mean, I do feel like you are breaking away from things that you used to be attached to, groups of people you used to feel really connected to. I also feel like there's been some complicating situation here. It's been really dramatic and it's been like a long, slow sinking down to the depths, you know? It's a disaster of titanic proportions. And I mean, I don't know. There's some of you, I got to be honest about kind of the way it's coming through. There's some of you that are in the thick of this right now. There's a couple of you that might be waiting for a rescue. You're sending out an SOS. There's some of you that you were the ones that were, you know, at the helm of this ship. So you got to go down with that ship. It's not so easy to take responsibility, accountability. Maybe you had someone who said they'd be in it with you, you know, for the long haul. They're jumping ship. They're like, no, I'm going to take my chances. I'm going to jump in there with the fish and see if I can make a break for it. There's a couple people taking that route. And then, I don't know, I think most of you, though, I have to say, I feel like, if anything, that's probably more of a kind of cross-watcher energy. I feel like the most of you made best use of the drama to make a break from it. You know what I mean? While people were all distracted and caught up in whatever this was, you escaped the scene. You escaped the scene and you're sailing off into calmer horizons. I don't know, for those of you who did experience some kind of family drama at the holidays, I think you might have found a convenient excuse to get out of it, or maybe you left early, something like that. You might have even been somebody's ride and you're like, oh, you're going to have to figure out your own way home. You might have just completely ditched it entirely, just in favor of just having some peace and quiet, some time to yourself. It might have shocked some people when you made that decision with the lightning coming in there. You'd never done that before. You always made sure you showed up. It's coming in real strong with the Emperor energy, Aries energy, okay? Yeah. You're ready to break with tradition too. I feel that. You're ready to break with tradition. You're ready for something that brings a little bit more peace in your life. Now, this could be good too. I could even see this as like breaking a particular pattern, like a habitual pattern, always getting involved in really dramatic situations. And maybe there could have been something that came up around family for some of you, something around the holidays that alerted you to the need to break with certain traditions, maybe understanding why you're drawn to certain traditions just because of the experiences of dropping back in with the family unit there. It might have like revealed to you some things, or something could have come up, you know, maybe your plans for how you want to move forward in the future around the dinner table there, and there was a lot of opposition. It started a family argument, and normally you would have, you know, stayed in the thick of it. You would have tried to sort it out, get everybody appeased, and you might have just said, you know what, I'm protecting my peace. I think I'm good. I'm good, you know? I feel like whatever this is, like something's breaking up here. Something has had its time. This ship is sinking. You sunk somebody's battleship by just pulling yourself out of the situation. If you're not willing to go toe-to-toe, if you're not willing to be in some embroiled situation, if you're not willing to feed some kind of drama, then, well, I mean, what's the point? What's the point? I think people are recognizing this. They might be starting to realize, like, wow, you know, they moved forward. I'm still here dealing with this mess. It's clarifying something for somebody. All right, give me more details about this. Yeah, I don't know. I think, you know, you moved away from this energy and you chose to go down a different path. You know, it might have taken courage. People might have thought you were stupid for heading down this direction. They didn't understand what you were doing. They couldn't understand why you were choosing to go down this road on your own. But I feel like along the way, you're encountering other people who are taking this risk. I feel like there's an abundant road opening up for you that's going to bring a lot of opportunities to increase your fortune now that you broke away from a certain traditional way of doing things. That there could be something about breaking away from a certain track you were on in terms of your livelihood. Like everybody had certain expectations for you of what that looked like what you were supposed to do, what it means to be successful. And your desires, like the direction you feel called in, is really at odds with maybe with what your family thinks, or what, you know, seems like the right direction for you according to friends, loved ones, people around you, or maybe people judged you because you had real humble beginnings here. It might have taken a lot of risk for you to head in this direction, or you might have made your intentions known in relation to this. Like, I'm going to head off on this adventure, you know. I pulled the money out of my savings. I'm ready to invest in this. I'm ready to put it all on the line for a dream, you know. Whatever this dream is around, people think you're crazy. You know, you're sacrificing your security here. What are you doing? You're nuts. You're like, I gotta go where I feel I belong. I can't play this role anymore. It's not just about the security for me. It's not just about the money. It's not just about the fancy things. It's not just about like keeping up with the Joneses. Like, that's not doing anything for me anymore. This is what makes me feel like my fortunes are on the rise, when I take a little bit of risk, when I open up to something different, you know, when I go on a journey of self-discovery, when everything isn't so safe, secure, certain. I need a little bit of that. I need a little bit of that. You tell me I was born under a bad sign, but you know what? Sometimes to turn around luck, you got to hedge your bets. And it can be the moment when fortune meets opportunity, because what you've been doing is what's been keeping you stuck. It's what's got you crossed. It doesn't accurately reflect who you are. And you want to shatter that mirror. You want to overcome that. You're ready to get into your true position of power here. And you're not going to be anybody's puppet. Nobody's going to play with you. Nobody's going to steal your fortune or swap your destiny or any of that. You're not buying any of that mumbo jumbo BS. You're not buying into any of that. You know that you are the agent of change in your life, and you're gonna thumb your nose at fate. You're gonna prove these people wrong. So yeah, you're breaking from tradition here. That's what I feel. This is what's coming in. You're breaking from tradition. You're hedging your bets. You got your eyes set on a prize, but it's not the prize that others would have you set your sights on. They think you're foolish. They may think you're foolish because they've relied on what you've provided them for a long time. You've been a grounding cord for them. You've been a foundation for them. You've been the one who saved their butt a million times before, and now you're investing in yourself. They don't get it. Well, they will when they see how happy you are. This is about your happiness coming in. You overcome something in December, something that was really holding you back, something that was putting you in a position where your light was dimmed out, where you didn't feel a sense of vitality, where you felt like everything was always chaotic. You were dealing with people who were really heated, you know, dealing with constant solar flares and things being stirred up and going in another person's direction because it's what kept the peace. And now you're like, no. I'm the captain now. I'm the captain now. Yeah. And you're heading straight toward wish fulfillment here. So there is some agent of change showing up on your path here. A bit of a genie-like energy that is going to bring some kind of abundant blessings into your life. It's a little bit of mysticism weaving through your reality over the next 72 hours that are going to be just the seeds of quite a magical adventure that's going to take you places. But what you're going to notice is where your light was undercover, it's going to start to peak beyond those storm clouds. And suddenly you're getting some kind of map, a map to the treasures, and the road that leads to your future. Let's see how this is coming in. Any more details around this for the collective? Ooh, I like this. Look at that right there. You're getting out of the crossroads. The choice is clear. You're getting all the keys you need, and you know the correct door to open up because the correct door is going to be illuminated for you. So pay attention. You have hawk medicine on your side here. A lot of synchronicities coming in that speak of alignment. Trust your intuition. Trust how the signs and the synchronicities are speaking to you. There's a lot coming through here over the next 72 hours that are going to highlight to you what you should be loyal to. It's a turn of fortune for you. I think there's some characters introducing themselves over the next 72 hours. These are people you can count on. These are people that are part of the storyline that takes you into the next stage of the journey where you actually align with people that are loyal to the cause. And what's your cause? To be merry. You're ready to kick up your heels. You're ready to have an adventure. You're ready to have some fun. Cut the deck. Ooh. Well. Look at that. Something is quickening with that full moon in Gemini, and it's the Sagittarian energy. It's getting ready to hit the mark, aligning you with other kindred spirits. It comes about in quite an electrifying way. You'll be surprised who's coming in and how you all move forward. Something's been transformed in Scorpio season here. And it's aligning you with your true path. The journey is about to unfold here with that full moon. There's stages of development with this that are going to occur throughout December, but this is part of a longer process that's going to be kicking off. And it's going to be the beginning of what makes you realize where you really belong. I kind of feel like I want to leave it with that. I don't want to make it too complicated. Let me get some numbers and I'm going to get some letters. Five, 1 and 2. Life path 5, life path 1, life path 2, life path 6. life path 7, life path 8. The 5th through the 8th. So the day after the full moon, I think there's some kind of illumination that comes in with that full moon that has you kind of charting your course in a different sort of way. There could be an Aries, a Taurus, a Gemini, a Virgo, a Libra, a Leo connected to this, okay? There's an opportunity for more pleasure, more fun, an opportunity to stop taking everything so seriously. I do feel like the energy is going to become more jovial. I also feel like you got a lot of intuitive hunches coming in, and many of those hunches are coming in through signs and synchronicities. So we'll get some of those signs and synchronicities with the letter dice there, okay? There's a bit of magic weaving through your life. I feel like there's a lot of opportunities that are going to come in. You're going to have all the aces. There's something that's transformed here. At the last minute, you get some kind of rescue because you take the right action. You use your power in the right way. And it's the thing that makes the difference. All right, let's go ahead and get some letters here, get some more synchronicities. Let me go ahead and clear these out of the way a little bit. I'm going to use all of them for this. And what signs, synchronicities want to come through. I got the name Danny coming through. Dan. This could be related to an ex. Could be an ex arriving on the scene. Got AI coming in connection to that. So I don't know if somebody works in tech and they're arriving on the scene. Be like a connection there. I also got Xmas. Okay, so there could be something that's brewing right now for the holidays. You're dealing with somebody who has really quick wit. You might need to have your wits about you. There could be something going on with AI. You need to have your wits about you. I got Kali. So, you know, Kali is all about the endings and the new beginnings. So I do feel like we're really in this space where there's things that are closing and there are things that are coming to be. But I see the name Kali and it makes me think of my dear sister who passed on earlier this year. Her energy just coming forward. For me personally right now, I can't help but see that. So I just want to invite her energy in a little bit. If there's any kind of message she wants to bring on through to those who knew her. Any message she wants to bring on through to those who knew her. Of course. She says you gotta just dance. Just dance it out, man, okay? Dance it out. Maybe you haven't danced for a while. You need to dance it out. She was an amazing, expressive dancer, and I got to share the stage with her many a time and got to share so much with her, and that is so her. Just dance it out, man. If it's feeling kind of heavy, if it's feeling kind of rough, just dance it out. Maybe go and take a soak in the tub. Wash your cares away. Let them drain down the drain, okay? It's only temporary. Things will turn around before you realize it. I do feel like there's some gift that is coming through in the next 72 hours. But you have to have a special kind of sight to be able to recognize it. It might not be a gift in the traditional way that you would think about it, all right? So just be open to a different kind of perspective to see what this can be. It's coming in with the energy of bat. So bat is rebirth energy. There's renewal here. Maybe right as you thought everything was coming to a close, or there's some kind of renewal energy here. And I got an RV coming in with that. So this could be like some kind of invitation coming through to go on some kind of road trip. I got Rumi coming in here. Makes me think of the poet Rumi. And the wound being the source of how the light gets through. This is something coming in. There's been something that was a real wounding experience, but there's some light breaking through in a situation unexpectedly. I got alas. Alas what? Alas what? Got the name Pat. Pat coming in with that. Patty. Alas. Somebody feels a little bit of a sense of resignation in a situation. I got BK. It's making me think Burger King. It's like I thought I was going to get to have it my way, and I didn't get it my way. I didn't get it my way. I don't know. Maybe you're running into somebody at a fast food joint too. Interesting. There could be like some inside joke there. I mean, I got King here. The Burger King. I don't know. Maybe like you met somebody at a cookout, or you're running into somebody at a fast food joint or something. Somebody makes you feel a little bit wistful, like, alas, I'm taken now. I'm not single anymore. Like if I could go back in time, okay, could be that. You might be running into exes of Christmas past. Yeah, it's possible. Okay. I got dad ass. Yeah, somebody's got some cake they're working with and somebody can't stop thinking about that. Maybe that's why they're feeling wistful. Yeah. But you know what? I do feel like regardless, like there's something that gets healed here, okay? There is something that is set right here. But I do see that for somebody. Somebody's feeling a little wistful, like coulda, woulda, shoulda, you know? But still, something comes right, you know? Something's set right. There may also be an appreciation too, even though, you know, somebody does feel like kindred to you. I do got this energy, kindred. There's something about an exchange that brings in kindness where there's been injury, and this is important. And it resolves something for someone. There could be a makeup artist connected to this. There's been some makeup artist coming through here. I also see moi, you know. Somebody might get a big old kiss from somebody they least expect it from. You know, it's coming in. I got the name Dina coming in with that. Adina. You might be getting a big old smooch, or you might be laying a smooch on someone, Adina. Maybe you're going out and getting yourself some mistletoe, hoping to catch the right one at the right time in the right place. Maybe that's what it's about, okay? There's some kind of like sweetness coming in here, it looks like. All right. I got Australia coming in here. Somebody could be an Aussie. Somebody could be from Australia. You could be planning some kind of trip to Australia. You could live in Australia. I do think there is something that comes in these next 72 hours, though, that lets you know where you should be focusing, though. It's like your target's going to get on lock. And I don't know, that might even happen at Target. You know, there's something about like just kind of being out and about and doing your standard day-to-day thing. And somebody who previously wasn't available to you, accessible to you, all of a sudden you're bumping into them. And maybe the spontaneity of the moment facilitates something that wasn't possible before. Maybe there was a lot of like petty stuff that was getting in the way from sorting something out. And maybe that's what it takes. Like you see each other face to face and suddenly all that mud that was slung back there, it really doesn't matter anymore. Like there's something that you get over, you know? You get over, and I feel like whatever this is, it gets you out of a funk. It gets you out of the blues. Somebody's been feeling really blue. They've been feeling really down, and this is going to turn that frown upside down. That's what I got. Just to be able to talk to this person, to connect with this person, sort something out. Clue about this person you may be running into. You may have gotten a tattoo that you got at the time you were with them, or a tattoo that symbolized your relationship with this person. You might have their name on your body. I don't know, something about a tattoo. This person could be a tattoo artist. You may be getting a tattoo with someone. I don't know. There's something about that coming through. Or you might be commemorating the moment in that way. Maybe something about what you're wrapping up here with a particular person, or what goes down. There's something significant about it. Your tats tell the story of your life, and there's something you want to commemorate here. Or this person could have a tattoo. Somebody you're bumping into, they could be a significant person in relation to your future. Let's see what kind of tattoo they might have. Let me see if anything specifically comes through. Got the name Mia coming in here. Mia has been MIA. Whoever this person is, you haven't seen this person. You haven't seen this person in a while, okay? You're bumping into somebody unexpectedly here. They may have a tattoo. This person could be somewhat of a bard. You might bump into this person at the bar. Maybe you used to be drinking buddies. Maybe you're going to go and catch up over a drink at the bar. Dude, that's what I just heard. Dude. That's kind of like the reaction when you see each other. Dude, like, where have you been, man? I never thought I'd see you again. I was wondering if you were still around and kicking, man. Okay, let's see. I mean, somebody could have a bat tattoo. They could. They could have a bat tattoo. I got Michigan coming in here. Let's see. Oh, that's weird. What is this? They could have a rat tattoo. Could have a rat tattooed on them. Templeton. Got ring here. They could have a ring tattoo. Maybe you were married to this person in the past. And instead of getting rings, you had a ring tattoo put on you. Okay. There could be a clue about that. Somebody could have a tattoo ring. Whatever the situation is, at one point, this person really dissed you, like they disrespected you, or you disrespected them. You know, you may have felt like this person kind of like sold you out in the past. Like there was some kind of discrepancy here, like something went down. But you're kind of like working something out. I got Kala coming in here. Yes, yes, yes. Time heals all wounds ultimately. You know, the passage of time sometimes makes a difference. We see things differently after we get a little time and space from them as well. You know, it makes it possible maybe to work something out that was unworkable before. That's all I got. And I got sing. So somebody could be a singer, or sing could be their last name. All right. Somebody is a fan of DRI. All right. That band, DRI. Dirty Rotten Imbeciles. Anything else? That's all I got. Okay. I'll go ahead and give you all the initials and we'll pair together duplicates. So you know initials of significance. I got U out here. B, V, K, X, R, T, H, Z, M, W, P, G, N, I, S, sin. Somebody wants to sin. Let me just sin one more time in my life. We got D, R, 2 R's. Okay, R could be of significance. 2 T's as well. T could be of significance. 3 R's. R is factoring prominently here. 3 T's as well. Wow. 4 T's. 4 T's. Maybe you went to school with this person who has a name that starts with T. You were both in the same program. You were both going for your bachelor degree in the same concentration there. I. We got 3 I's. 2 K's. Got 3 A's too. You might break down. Triple A comes. And the person who's there to help you out, there's somebody you haven't seen in a long time. Or while you're down and out, you know, on the side of the road, broken down there, somebody pulls over to help you out, and it's somebody you haven't seen for a long time. I don't know what this is, but yeah, interesting. I got WAP. All right. Somebody could be a Cardi B fan too. All right. And the letter D there. All right. That's what I got. Be interesting to see how that comes on through. Catch y'all next week.